Hello and welcome to the Station League Commissioner Update Show. I am your commissioner, Joseph C. Tramarco, and I'm here with all your league updates. Today, we are going to discuss a lot of new things that are coming to the Station League. That includes a calendar and league history and voting on new things that the league could happen. So before we get into all of that, I just want you guys all to remember that there's only 11 weeks until the season begins. 11 weeks to prepare. And I want everyone to, this year to understand that there's a lot that goes into this league. And starting June 1st, that is when the league starts for everybody. We're going to start with the league voting. I'm going to discuss everything later on, exactly what the protocols for all of that. But I just want to let you guys know that I'm here for you. We're going to do this together, and this is our league. So let's get season 13 started. All right? Let's get into it. Show you what we have right here. So what you're looking at is the Station League calendar. You can find your calendar right here with all the Station League thing. The calendar here will tell you everything you need to know and when it will happen. And we can update this throughout the league season so that you actually know where, when things will happen, and it'll update to your. So what you can do is if you go down here, so we have all these different things, you can actually add it to your phone right here. Take this link, open this link in Safari, bang, this will update right into your iPhone. Or you just come to the website and take a look. But as you can see, we have starting June 1st, we are going to have our league suggestions window. That's when anybody in the league can add stuff to the suggestion box, any rules that you'd like to change. I will take a look at them as we, and take a look and see which ones I think are great, which ones I want to enact, which ones I just want to put up to a vote, any of those types of things. That will be from June 1st to June 22nd. Then I will review the league changes, the ones that I want to make, ones that you guys want to make, other ones that I've considered, and we will vote on those league changes on July 1st. But I'm going to go over all that in just a second as we go through these. So if you're looking through that, and then we go to our league voting rules. If you go on here, this will explain everything that you need to know. I'm not going to go through it all right this second. You guys can go so you figure it out for yourself. So, like I said, you'll have 3 votes on July 1st. It's like 3 different sections on a Google form. One of the rules I set, one of the rules that you set, and 3 are rules that I like and may be considered, but I'm not forcefully enacting in the rules. But maybe if they get enough votes, a lot of people want to do it, then maybe it will be enacted. And then we will confirm those rules on July 13th. So I'm going to get into it, just to explain exactly what's going to happen. So if you just go in this thing, you can just hit next. So these are the commissioner set rules. Think of it like our PAF PPR, fab things, stuff like that. Stuff that I wanted to make a rule, I just put out there. Now everyone will have a chance to veto that rule with 8 votes. And then I'll have, until the next vote to rework that rule. And if it still doesn't pass, it doesn't pass, it's over with. But I think this year I'm not actually enacting any rules. I'm not going to try and force our little wide receiver rule like we did last year. But just for the future, if I have any rules that I would like to just straight up enact, this will be in the section that goes here. Second section. This is the league member suggested rules. Any rules that any of you guys would like to be put into the league, we'll put it here. You could do some wild, crazy ones, very small little changes, anything like that, put it in there. Anything less than 5 votes, that's it, it's gone. 5 to 7 votes, we'll have another round where we confirm the votes again. And if it has 8 or more passing votes, everyone loves it, bang, it's a rule. It'll also be a way for everyone to revoke an unfavorable rule change. So that's another good way. I'm not going to go back on rules that have already been passed, but if someone would like that, this is your opportunity. Then you have our fun and fishy rules, which are just like wild, crazy ones. You could read this a little more, but basically, I can keep it every year. I can delete the ones I want. Usually, if I get a little, it's just like a little bit of a way to poll you guys on what you want to do, you know? And, every year, maybe this year it gets 5 votes, next year it gets 6 votes, and then after that it gets 8 votes, and then we're it's actually a rule. So something like that. And then, like I said, we will revote the rules. Final shot rule changes for me as the commissioner, and any rules with any rules with 6 votes that got confirmed with 6 votes will then become a rule. It also, if I made a ruling, you could veto rules, stuff like that. And the final thing, I don't know if anyone wants to read this. This is also, if you would like to vote me out as commissioner, this would happen at this vote for also. So I put 2 league clauses here just to, keep the sanctity of the league. As the final rule, I can block a rule from being passed altogether, even if it gets voted, but I can be overturned with all 9 owners overruling me. Very rarely that will happen, but that's really if I feel like it would be detrimental to the league. But most of the time, I'm putting all these rules in so that this doesn't have to happen. Second clause that I put in here would be abstaining from voting. You really are not allowed to do that. You have almost 2 weeks to vote, or a week and a half to vote. Sit down. I'm sorry, you're not gonna have a week and a half to vote. You have 4 days to vote: July 1st to July 4th, but everyone's off on July 4th, so that will be the last day of voting's open. There's really no reason why you can't just sit down, take 3 minutes, read the rules over, and see which ones you want to pass. And then if you, for whatever reason, do abstain, then we'll have to go into, fab deductions, punishments, stuff like that. But all of that's on the table, but you must vote basically with this entire thing. All right. This brings me to our final announcement and our most fun announcement that I've been basically known about since the end of the championship last year, but I haven't actually been able to get all the data in and have all of you guys explore this to its fullest potential. But now we're going to get into it. So if you go into this other thing, it's called Other Resources. You're going to find a button here. It's called League Legacy. Now, League Legacy is basically a website that takes you through everything that you possibly want with anything you possibly want with our league in the past. So I'm going to take you through all these things. So if we go to League Legacy, it'll bring you here. I'm already logged in, so really when you go here, it'll be like this. You take the login, and then we'll be here. But we're at the league home, and you'll see right here Joseph DeGrazio. He's our reigning champion. Eric, Nick. So as you go through this, you're going to see an amazing array of things that you can look at in the past, and things that I really haven't looked through completely. But like, we go to league history. We have our league ratings, how many trophies each person won. Let me know if you can see this. Yeah. All right. League trophies that you won, anything like that. Season by season, who won, who's the in-season champ, who's the points champ. Really interesting stuff here. Only Dave, Justin, Dave, Matt, and Joe are the only ones, Hirsch, only ones to be the all-play champ. That's basically versus every single person. Points champ, league ratings over the years, basically tracked how teams have gone over the years and where they are now. Really, really in-depth stuff. Not everything is 100% accurate, but it's very, very interesting. As we see, win percentage, we have Dave, Matt, Hirsch, Justin, Big Dave, all these people. All right, now we go to, like, let's say This is another big thing, and probably why you didn't see a final uh, power ranking. So if I go to this newsletters part, you'll see we have the 2024 recap. This will tell you this is this whole team recap on each person right here, what they did, what their all play record was, their in season scores. I didn't write any of this. This all goes right into the system. So, and then what we can do is I can go to week 16 on 2024, and we go back and look at that. And this will say, oh, Eric versus Joe in the championship. This is this, all these consolation brackets. But this will happen basically, they'll have a preview for what the standings are, what the all play standings are. All of this is built right into the system. And this will happen all over from the seasons going forward. Then we can go to record book. Record book is, just what you would think. All these records that you can look at, playoff record holders, total wins, you know, top three scorers. Like Justin is 58 times he's been in the top three. Matchup records, this versus this, most points, anything you could think of, streaks. Right now, I have me and Eric are the tied for most biggest losing streak. Dave and Hirsch are tied for win streak. Any of these types of things. Champion match streak, Justin and Dave. Championship streak. Obviously, Dave is the only person to repeat. We have our something like this one would actually be incorrect because of the way the ESPN things go. But I'm working right now to get everything going. One of the coolest, get everything correct in this. One of the coolest ones is milestones. So how many weeks did it take you to get 75 wins? Like it took Dave 80 weeks to get 50 wins. It took me 110 weeks. So that just tells you how good I was in the beginning of when we first started playing. But just like so much crazy stuff. Weekly high scores. Davis had 25 weekly high scores. It took him 150 weeks. It took Hirsch 24 weeks to get 10. Some droughts. Obviously, the droughts from a championship. Big Dave. There's literally it's endless what you can go through. But I would like you all, if you just make an account, you can look at any of the stuff that I put in here. This is probably my favorite part of this entire video. This is the draft. The draft will tell you how you draft, who's the best drafter, what were the best picks, who were the worst picks, this and that. So the best picks of all time: Cooper Kupp, Le'Veon Bell, Lamar Jackson. Like the stats that you can go into this. The worst time all drafts right here. Me, I had 64. That's not even close, actually, how bad that draft was. But everyone knows I had the worst draft of all time. Who has the best quarterback picks? Teams that were drafted. Hey, Eagles were the number one most drafted team. That's not that crazy at all time. You can go back by each season. So we go back to the 2024 draft, and you can go to here's each draft, how much value each player had. Who was the worst pick? Obviously, it was Zamir White. But so let's say we go to me on the 2024 draft. It'll tell me what picks were valuable, which picks weren't. Obviously, McCaffrey was my worst pick. Really, really, really in-depth stuff. And you can just go to, member overviews. So if you go to Big Dave, his drafts over the years, he drafted 3 times. He was the best draft of the year. And it wasn't even any of the last 3 years, surprisingly enough. His best picks, his worst picks, his best picks in each round. No surprise here. His team he most drafted, the Eagles. He had 17 draft picks with the Eagles. But, and then you go to someone like, let's say, Eric. No surprise here. 12 picks with the Vikings. And his least drafted team, second least drafted team, was the Buccaneers. So, just really interesting stuff, Um, But I hope you guys, appreciate and look through all this stuff. It's not, it's for me, it's fun for me. It makes it a lot easier on me when I write things for you guys. But it's also going to be like just something we have for all of eternity. And my favorite thing that I've added, what I was able to correct with this legacy, and this is what got me going down this rabbit hole, essentially was during the 2017 season is when we had the famous we tried to draft in person and I wasn't able to get any of the draft order or anything like that on there. So I was able to recreate what would have been the draft at that time. Kind of just it's not exact because I went by ADP. Basically each team that was drafted that day. So maybe some draft picks were swapped and this and that. Like there was not really any reaches in that sense. But I was able to go back and get that 2017 draft, back online. Basically how you thought it should have went. Like we have Gurley at 2.8, Ingram at 6.10, this and that. So that was one of the big things that why I wanted to do this because that always bothered me that if you go back on ESPN.com, it didn't actually show you what the actual drafts were at that time. All right. Then we have the final couple things. We have the verses, different players versus other players. Sorry if I didn't realize I was blocking people, but um, you can see Big Dave versus Big Joe. Big Dave has this be I'm me versus Joe. I'm losing down 5-13. It's like really interesting stuff. And even inactive members you can always put on here. People that were in the league before, all their stats are part of this as well. And you can look, let's say, my dad versus Hirsch, and it'll give you this whole, versus streak. My dad won 3, Hirsch won 4. What was their best week? Here's all the matchups they ever had. Really, really in-depth stuff. And then you can go, obviously, you can go to, say, Justin's himself. You can do his profile, his records over the years. You can go to Dave's. Let's just say, 'cause I know Dave obviously has all those titles. But yeah, 1, 2, 3 title games. But really interesting stuff you can do by rank, by luckiest, by points, anything he wants. He can sort this by himself, for himself, and take a look at what he's done over the years. All right, and then the final thing, obviously, is the seasons. You kind of saw this earlier, but like, let's take a look at the 2020 season. I'll have a little overview of that. Strength of schedule, average points for that season. This is the year Justin won, so mock schedule, who's this and that. Like a lot of the things from the other websites that we had are all built into the system and it'll update with each week as we go through the season this year. So I'm really excited for you guys to dig in and I hope you guys enjoy all that everything that League Legacy has to offer. Now, the main thing that you have to remember is right now there is no mobile site for this. So if you want to look at this at a closer, I would suggest that you go on your desktop to see it more clearly. Maybe an iPad too might be a little bit better. But right now it's only desktop, and that was kind of what I was waiting for to release this to everybody in the group. But it was just so exciting to have all this data now available to everybody. So I want you to dive in and see, for yourself, and then as things come along and they release their mobile app, which they say they are, it'll be even easier to follow along. Doesn't mean that this is not like replacing power rankings or anything like that, but for now, this is just another tool that we have in our arsenal that we can use for the league itself. All right. All right. So June 1st, the voting will be, and then the voting process of you guys submitting all your stuff will start. If you go back to the Station League itself, you just go to the suggestion box here. Here, you can put your account in here, what you suggest, and I'll get all those suggestions in there. And come July 1st is when we'll actually vote. July 1st to July 4th, we'll do the actual voting and all that other crazy stuff. All right. So I'm here from Chicago. I'm doing this video for you guys. Hope you guys appreciate it. Just take a look whenever you get a chance. This video, obviously, we have a couple weeks for everyone to look and review and do all these types of things. Create an account on League Legacy. I'm actually going to put a link on the actual homepage of our home Station League page. All those crazy things. All right, that's it, guys. I have more exciting new announcements coming up soon, so I can't wait for you guys to see all that. All right, see you guys.
This has been a Station League presentation.